ngasigi lesson sidi yamna maru oiba lesson niko noigi sentence mayam form tawda construct tawda ina sum ubada sigi areas da yamna lanba silly mistakes mayam amako mistake macha macha mayam sum thengneba aduna ngasigi lesson si noi hana khangamaga zu theory da khangaga zu practical da watle aduna phajana si isalaga notebook ta 3% slave English grammar da munni yangsilo aduga ibiaba kaya isalo ko first person da koina I we hena laiko I we I am I orga di am si laktra I are habia de I is habia de natra adagi we orga na we si plural niko aduna we are hain laktra sida we is habia de natraga we am habia de aduga I do have we do have I gi matang da first person verb nate first form of the verb lan ngi dawne ko I gi matang da natraga na we gi matang da su sab manana first form di lakanda es kumba hapchin ba de adagi s natraga es noi khangi dana ko adu hapchin ba de I am or we are doing I am doing we are doing haidana ko natraga we are done I am done not I am do or we are do haibya de I am do hadilale ko natraga we are do hadilale ing form do sinaba natraga na direct are dagi third person do done we are done kan haina buslai you are done I am done haina ko adagi I have we have done I has habya deba sida somka adagi we has habya deba I had d do had natraga we had haina ba past de has hapar weba sigi I desu adagi we plurals desu hapya reb always have ki matung da di always done se hap ko ko done habdi third form habni ko we have known I have kicked we have passed third form the verb to dum lakada ko have ki matang da natraga na noina tu gumba hapsilaga na infinitive ni na first form the verb la ni su es natraga s hapoi ko I have to do you have to do haibedo adu ka wi ko aduga tu gi matang da koina b amuka hapsilaga di first form of the verb to helaga ing oigedaba first form of the verb to the ing oigedaba ko we have to be going I have to be going hangi ko b gi matang da di first form of the verb plus ing hap to be adeba aduna first person je mun khang kanda hojik matak ta pir ba magi formula mayam je sidagi so hen ba tai mayam am je lerangoni leibidi ko aina plap mention taw ngam dam ni na sina basic oiba kwaidagi maru oraba foundation hai tare si khang da basunga ya deba natraga di I doesn't do kan I does not do habi ya deba kaigino hai matam da asagi aina s natraga es hap kuno first form of the verb tagi and ha gidro I do we doesn't know I doesn't do natraga I knows we knows sumaina ha biya deba s natraga es hap ya de hap gadi lan gani aduna adu masu munna yangsilo munna khangjilo ya maru weba poni nogi sentence construction to bukanda sigi mayam je theory ka khangba de practical one ithoga example pir iraga o aina nandagi tawramis dilale dana aduna sigi area si ai si hap ya de si hap kadabani haibna singba mayam do nasana sentence form tawjarga yengoba lala kan o si dilale haibda dum khangane aduga maru weba mana I or we gi matang jida third form lak pia de ko we known I known natraga we done I done habya deba I knew we knew second form natra adu third form oi bya de ko aduma khangjilo tu khangda bya dabni ya maru wai adagi second person da no ju khangoni you ni ko second person id you ni you har si singular me am khaktang da nganga su you du de dum you gi ma gi formula da dum panta ko me am khaktang lai bu da nang na asidi single person he adu di you is very good hekta habya di you is okay you is eating kaina ko habia dev ko aduma kangjilo magi use keno plural gi type ta pal ka duini ko common noina ko you are natraga keno da past na you were you were abd khangina you are you were doing are gumba were gumba hapsilaga na doing natraga done we are done hay magi arthadi tongali ko we are doing hay we are done hay arthadi tongale adu done ji marak marak adum yam tenzin nako salona hay busu hay adu artha tongan ba sentence tongan ba gidani ko haije natragna you have or you had hd do past na you have or you had tat sunga ya deko you do you did you know you knew never third ngasagi direct bomang da hagi umam dumane hakta third form direct ta hajin biya desi desuko example ko kari yengje su yengji You are doing very well. You are plucking a flower. You are eating rice. You are drinking water. Laidra. You is drinking water. You is doing homework. Natraga. You am good. Adu yadiko. Aduga. You have to do it. You have done it. You had done it. You have come here. You have so much to do. You have clean body. Or you have anything to do. Question na hangin gi hargati last ching da ko. You have anything to do? Kana ko. Magi question na hawdra ko na dum question on top ya ngangu da diko. Adagi you do has you kick the ball. First form of the verb ko. You kick the ball. You know the answer. You pluck the flower. You drink water. Tumaina ko. Hagida. Adagi third person gi yingse. He, she, they, it, table, chair, apple, animals, birds, and all other inanimate things. Thawai pandaba posak me amam third person the singrani. Adagi akoi human being da haragana. He, she, they gumba ko. Adagi it gumba haris masi garisi. Adagi table gumba chawri gumba. Adagi manama sing meam sasan meam amam se waya sing loi third person da laktu neba. Aduda singular organa ikona has natraga had sinaganeba. Aduga is sinaganeba are where ko singular orgade. Adagi first form of the verb plus s or es sinaganeba. Example on have that she has done. Natraga she does. She doesn't know. She does the work. She kicks a ball. Adagi is hapagana isagi ing form in have to. She is doing. Adagi two hapagana she has to do. She has to kick. She has to cry. She has to go to Kakching. She has to go to Imphal. She has to do her homework. She had to do it. She had to go. She had to pluck. Adumana haning bahai we are past na ko had hapsila ko. Plural dana have natraga had are natraga were ko. Have plural dana have natraga had are or were. Adagi no s or es. S natra es hapya de plural de aduma ko. Rule do te me am the piri rule duka te general one de lo chamaneba. They have to do. Example ko. Plural example. They had to do. They are doing. They were doing. They have to go to Kakching. They had to do the work. They are doing. They are plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. They were eating. They were dancing. They are kicking. They do. They does have deko. Plural ID de kaki wana tiko te animals and birds in the zoo masing amadagi helagati loi plural ni adu targadi have had are were loi sinar kaneba adu direct di es or s sinabya deko adum rule me am do follow to adum gyan tar kaniko tenses se koina part ahum thokna khai dok payai present tense haiba ma hojib jik thoi bai dar present tense haibadi past tense hana thokraba future tense kon tholkadaba tung tholkadaba haib dar aduna koi gi formula se koi hojik puna taminarsi present tense ahan bada present indefinite magi formula si subject plus first form of the verb plus s or es plus object. Example da I pluck a flower. I is subject ni pluck sina first form of the verb ni aduga flower sina object ni. S amasung es ki confusion kar larangani example pir ga harke munataw s amasung es se koina third person singular da sisine masigi tongan bal lesson am ko tamgani hojik yoina di third person singular habsi mind da thambiu example I pir ke she plucks a flower. She is the third person singular ne aduna pluck to the ke gi matang da s hapselaga she plucks a flower haibana es hap ke hargana study gumba sinergy example oina ko Ram studies his lesson. IES never. ES hapsili never. Ram studies his lesson. She studies her lesson. Matang si di third ohelasi. Second na matang da tamase muka. Present perfect. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Example, I have plucked a flower. Has have ke hargana third person singular this is in aduini. She has plucked a flower. Ram has plucked a flower. Adumaina. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb. Have sina first person haibadi I or we is the first person ni. Natragana Plural dasu aikoina sisinaba yaiko. They have plucked a flower. We have plucked a flower. Dumaina sisinarsu yai. Ngasai second aikoina third ta jump tawgibagi second si hojik tawrsi. Present continuous tense. Subject plus is or am or are plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I am plucking a flower. Subject I layer ko. Adagi is natraga am natraga are habani. I gi mathang the am lae is lakpya de are lakpya de aduna am lae. I am plucking. Pluck na first form of the verb layer ko. Aduka ing hapsin maneba. Plucking harga flower object. I am plucking a flower. They are plucking a flower. Ram is plucking a flower. She is plucking a flower. Fourth one. Present perfect continuous. Subject plus has or have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I have been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. I have been plucking a flower. Ram has been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. Present tense loikre. Past tense ta salasi. Past indefinite. Adum iman manai past ogyoyu present ogyoyu kitang kenarak piwani ko. Subject plus second form of the verb plus object. I plucked a flower. I is subject ni plucked the ed hapsila is second form ni hire ni. Aduga third form dasu adum ed hai ko. Aduba te khara dadi speak spoke spoken hai basu lai ko. Aduna verb ki forms tu khangjin badarka lai si khangge har gadi. Ana sigi hojik sigi oina di pluck si ed hapsila di third form zu oi second form zu oi aduna I plucked a flower har is past indefinite ne. Tangda past continuous. Subject plus was or were plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I was plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. She was plucking a flower. Krishna was plucking a flower. Ram was plucking a flower. Sumaina ko. Was in singular this is in a view. Adugo where's in a plural this is in a view. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. I had plucked a flower. They had plucked a flower. Sita has plucked a flower. Money had plucked a flower. Everything had oy dinis dadi past nina ko. Has have waisi amta sinaroi. Plural wersu natraga singular wergasu adum had sinarni aduga third form of the verb la ni. Pluck si ay nang sa hai bugumna second form dasu ed oi third form dasu ed oi ate tay wahi war magadi for example speak or magadi had ki mathang da spoken harak dineb. I had spoken Manipuri example oina ko. Adumai lak dineb. Fourth sida past perfect continuous. Subject plus had been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I had been plucking a flower. Sidasu had adam si nagani has haibdularoi ko natraga have sularoi. Present natis singular gizu plural gizu adum had oidini. They had been plucking a flower. Ram had been plucking a flower. She had been plucking a flower. Adumaina had adagi been si na dabiyade ko. Munyangshin biyu yam laibani. Matangda future tense. Future indefinite. Subject plus will or shall plus object. I'll pluck a flower. She'll pluck a flower. Ram will pluck a flower. Sita will pluck a flower. They will pluck the flower. Dumaina kangsin biyu. Aduga. Second, the future continuous. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. The formula da kitang kano tawre ko. Nakan tongan lay nagre contrasted kre. Muneng view example da. Formula amuka repeat tawzerake. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. I'll be plucking a flower. She'll be plucking a flower. Ram will be plucking a flower. They will be plucking a flower. Will be plucking. Haibzi adum haigidam niko. Formula yengaga magi examples yang bukanda yam line kangmani aduna formula loina makangsin biyu formula yam important oi angka gomani grammar the formula kangda biade. Future perfect. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus third form of the verb plus object. I'll have plucked a flower. She'll have plucked a flower. They will have plucked a flower. Sita will have plucked a flower. Krishna will have plucked a flower. Adamaina will have natragana shall have se. Si yaudabni adugi matangda third form of the verb oigidaba. Aduga object later. Aduga fourth the future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous si hauzi ki matamdadi kasi amna common oina sizinaba sentence oidre. Adu argasu magi formula se dum khangjinba pai. What is voice? Voice haibasi karino. Voice is a form of verb. Voice haibasi verb ki form maneba. Karino mane indicate tawrisi haibakanda subject sina thabak si tawbra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra. Voice is a form of verb which indicates whether the subject does the work or something has been done to it. Haibaniko. Aduna subject sina thabak si tawribra matau tawbra actor waibra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra sineba. There are three kinds of voice. Voice makalahum sui, active voice, passive voice, and quasi-passive voice. Active voice habi matang sa tamsi. Subject of a sentence is the doer or actor. Active voice habi say sentence amagi subject say. Sina doer oy duneba. Action toriba, tabak toriba, matau toriba say. Say subject say. Sina oy duneba. Actor oy duneba. Maramdi subject is active oire. Active oire mina ikona active voice ana hire ko. Voice habi khonjel laidana ko kuhai magi moongse. Sineba. Aduga examples ikona hire gadi kudamoina hire bada I pluck a flower. I is subject niko. Pluck is verb ne. Aduga verb si action nebo. I pluck kanano aina nebo. He is I pluck a flower. I lay ma he have nebo. Adu I pluck. I is in action torne. Pluck torne. He was action nebo. Aduna si active voice niko. She plucks a flower. Mana lay ma he. Ma si nupi niko. She. And she is subject ni. Plucks a verb ni. Aduga verb si action ne. She sina mana action jita or mina actor or mina doer or mina. She is active voice ni. They plucked a flower. Plucked ed hapiko. Third form ne. They is makoi have ne. Makoi na lay ama he me. Kanana no hito makoi na. Kanano action to se. Kanano actor or se. Makoi sing do never. Makoi sing na actor or makoi sing na doer or cre. And makoi sing active or matau to rim niko. Aduna sisu active voice never. They plucked a flower. Makoi na lay ama he me. I never. Duga matang the day passive voice tam say. The subject of a sentence is acted upon. Passive voice tadi hujik harba subject sida act torpani ko. Subject ki matak sida act torpani action to torpani subject sina tawbunate ko. Subject sina tawbuni bu harga zu aikoina kuto du kena ba tarane adu wanida. The subject is passive. Maram the subject sina directly action si tawdramne mangon the action torkum torabani na mse koina passive ena kawi. Example harbada a flower is plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. Nasagi object waramba, nasagi flower laydo. Aina lay hem me haibado hojikti. Lay ama aina hem me haina haigrab. Me nasagi ay subject waramba ize hojikti kano oigrena. Object oigrab. Aduna subject sida karigumba ma acted upon oigrab ko. Direct man action zi hondrab. Si passive voice ko. A flower was plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. A flower was plucked by me. See. Lay ama aina he me. Aina lay ama he me. Kenadra. They quasi-passive. Active in form, passive in sense. Magi forms the active weba. Aduga sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kang neba. Forms dana active weba. Aduga magi sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kang neba. Example harabada. The mango smells sweet. Kenozi, hinozi, magi hinogi manamzi tumiyam niko. Hinogi manamzi kuna tabakanda. Tumani and kangdo. Adana, hino manamzi to me, the mango smells sweet. The goat is milking. Si ani magse kuna quasi passive na kang na maramdi, magi forms the active weba. Aduga Manipuri bas sense the passive weba. Adana niko. Simple, gyan tarangani kali, gyan sutagani, kasi am na luban tiko. Aduna ikoy na matanggi sidi kari tamgani haibakanda ikoy na sige matang sida tambakanda rule khara yamna maru eko rule yaudragadi kan to bungam haidi grammar haibasi maths kumani angka kumani rule yaudragadi grammar ke su hayu habi arwe aduna ikoy sige matang sida lesson gi matang sida rule khara titamse active into passive active sina passive to all kanda kari kari rule lege habse Rule number 1, object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb sigi object se verb to the subject olak object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb ki object se verb ki subject olakani sinde. Example yang khangani ko. I pluck a flower. Ngasai ki example to ni I is subject ni aduga flower is object ne. Adu ikona passive voice to on bakanda a flower is plucked by me hydro. Ngasai ki object se flower object se subject oladra. A flower is plucked by me haramina. Aduni yengo amko mun yengo I subject pluck a flower object. A flower subject is plucked by me. Aduna subject to kari wala ke khangi ko. The subject of the verb becomes the object. Aduga verb to gi subject na object ola es ne. Example yang si active ta I pluck a flower. Aina same example peers in ina gyan ta ba du yamna location ba tu nab ni ko. I pluck a flower. Samai ko. I subject like re, flower object like re. Aduga passive ta a flower is plucked by me. Object I turns into me. Ko. The subject of the verb becomes the object. Subject of the verb. I becomes the object. Me. A flower is plucked by me. Saigi subject to kidore me to yung object on radra turns into me. Saigi I to me on give one ko. Aduna the subject of the verb becomes the us object. Verb ki subject se object on kre. Note yung ko. The object is generally preceded by the preposition by. Object sigi mamang da ko. Preposition by habisina anamba matam da su sum kano tawi ko for follow tawi ko by si yarom neba. Haziki object ki mamang da by si dum hapnei ko generally ko hap tab sulai adu adum hapnei. The main verb is changed into the past participle form preceded by the correct to be verb. Rule number 3 da the main verb se. Main verb se kedore magi past participle da on to e. Past participle form da on to e aduga sigi mamang da kari lagi have kanda to be verb se is mr gana tamiko to be verb se. To be verb ki correct form do si nagani aduga hauzik hariba past participles gi mamang da hapom dine. Example yang si I pluck a flower. Ko. I is subject like pluck to main verb ni ko. A flower is plucked by me. A flower is said to be verb ni ko. To be here is said to be verb never. Correct form ni ko sige sentence ki matungina. A flower si kano third person singular. Third person singular ni na ikon is season never. Singular gi ko is. Asi to be verb ko wewa. Adagi plucked here to. Plucked. Sina past participle go. Asai pluck ed yaw de ko. Past participle the ed yaw re. Aduga by me. Me is the object se. Sige mamang the by and happy si. Rule the yaw ni. The rule number 4 da. In case of some verbs with two objects, either of the object's personal object preferred is changed into the subject and the other remains. See. Karigumba verb karada object ani yaramagadi kadore. Either of the objects object ani dugi marakta ikuna preferable or was a personal object nebako. See subject on kraneva change into the subject. Aduga atopaduna adum lehora never remains or retains go. In case of verbs with two objects, object ani yaw verb today, either of the objects ani dugi marakta preferably personal object. Personal object sina preferred away. Aduga maji kidore subject all ani amaduna remain or never lehora never. Leho by the atum zaman adum lay ni hamniko. Example yang si kutam. The professor gave the students the books. Professor duna satra sing duda lyric mayam du p lyric to p hamniko lyric sing du p. The professor gave the students say personal indirect object never students. The professor the books in the direct object never. The professor gave the books to the students. How we natra. The professor gave the students say indirect object personal reko. Aduga direct object na bukana passive yang bukan the books in direct object ni aduga passive taken on bukan the students were given the books by the professor. The students uruba the students p yang ko were given the books remains. It's like the students personal to subject all adra. The students subject all aduga the books. It's like books ama indirect ama direct object to remain to reko retain to reko aduga by the professor rule gimatu. Direct speech haibadi reporting by quoting one's actual words. Kanagumba mana hai kibuwa natraga hai buwa se. Straight when a direct hai tare mana hai badu makchap mana na quoting to iba ko. Sineba reporting by quoting one's actual words haris direct speech haris direct haibo haisina dum ko gyan ta hale ko adu indirect speech haibadi reporting without quoting one's exact words mi duna haibadum natabida haib tarina kitang koi thoga natraga te tayu hayu ta khara hapchilaga haibdo kotobudo dunia bai kona indirect speech haris example khara yengsi Tomba says I am good as Tomba says I am good as direct niko Tomba says that he is good it's an indirect speech ni koi kari karang rule non khara tamsiko direct speech is put within inverted commas direct speech ama ibakanda inverted commas ki manung da irang aneba inverted commas ai sidadum screens dadum ire no ureko aduga a comma is used after reporting verb si loraga comma ama amuka hapkaneba Tomba says harga says ki matungda comma ama hapiko aduni haris a comma is used after reporting verb haris aduniko the first letter of the direct speech is a capital letter direct speech ki ahanba magi wahi sigi first letter se capital letter amana hoganeba hodabi adeko adu hodragadi lale rules to change direct speech to indirect speech direct speech tagina indirect speech ta on thokpada darkar leiba rule khara tamsiko ahanba rule da linker before the indirect speech linker ma hapkaneba indirect speech ki hek mamangs da linker ma hapkaneba Tomba says that he is good ngasai kone tam give example deko Tomba says that haise sine linker haise koina iba kan da that si neko dungang da anambo matam da that si na de ngang da direct dum haiba Tomba says he is good haina dum haiba ko that si hapteba du iba da di hapa darkar lei rule gi matungina ko 2 pronounce change according to sense example Tomba is changed to he then I can pronounce ki wahi mayam si de kuna mana purba sense to ki matungina kuna change to ko nupa wargana nupa gi he hana change to ba nupi gi wargana she hana change to ba adugumba se kuna munyeng sin ba ma darkar lei sense to yeng da ba deba reporting verb in the past tense makes the following changes direct to indirect indirect change to kanda magi reporting verb ta lakpa ahongo mayam do past tense to ko du mayam do ni tambisi present indefinite na past indefinite on du never present continuous na past continuous on du ni present perfect continuous na past perfect continuous the on du never adu sigi port mayam di noina nasana khangjaramani present indefinite present continuous present perfect have na sing di nasana dum khangamani si khangdragadi sigi tongan ba tenses ki matang da param tam darkar lei adu narration ki matang yo bai si tense ki matang da noi soidena khangbam thoi ko adu khangdragadi kesu sigi thabak si tawbunga moi sigi problem si solve tawbunga moi past indefinite present imperfect and past perfect to past perfect past indefinite ne present perfect ne adu past perfect ne moi humza past perfect on dini ko past continuous to past perfect continuous duga past continuous oram taragadi past perfect continuous on dini future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would past niko should or would tam on dini future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would the on dini ba si mayam ji khangjan da ba ya deko verb ki magi forms to first form second form third form do pajana pasalo khangjalo du yaw da yar ko change in time and place now ze then the only doing past the kan ko direct to kan da ago say before and hiding today is that day hiding tonight that night tomorrow the next day yesterday the previous day last night the previous night here there hence tense this that these those thus that way thus so come go not always go si su khang da ba ya de change to kan si me am si naram dra ba dum to tum ya dra have the mark su pang roi iram yu du la le hana lo ba re only by one word have dar wai am khak na noi answer du lan du ne ba aduna si change in time and place se si loi ba to ira live ni da si nga just 2 minutes pa da dum yam line khang rani aduna si me am si no to shalo aduga patang ging shalo ko it have ways unchanged never ma change that haina kai kai on top ya deba it haina dum lai dini ko change tawno. If the speech is reported during the same period of place, the changes do not occur. Haigiba change mayam se karigumba aikoina matam sap manabagi maramda aikoina kana tawragadi report tawragadi change tawreba natrana mafam sap manabagi matangda report tawragadi change tawreba ko. Example, Tomba will visit our village today. Tomba na ngasi aikoi kunda visit tawrkani lakani kuirkani hamni ko. Adu he says that Tomba will visit their village today. Adum hainyo change tawreba today later. The tense of the verb of the direct speech is not changed if the reporting verb is in the present or future. Kaigumba reporting verb si present natrangna future oragati magi verb to tense kaisu change tawreba. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says that he is well at the mahiniko. Magi tense to hong deko. Chamane animal present tense tadum present later ko. Kaimda hong balai tiaba. Aduni no yakshin do si. Because sigi rule mayam si pasana kangelo si kangdabu sunga yadabni match kumaniko. No change of tense is required in case of a habitual truth or eternal truth. Habitual truth natragana eternal truth tadi ahong balay reba. Nganthoi said the earth revolves around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun hai dum sung magalay ramne sung hong roi da bhaitar. Prithvi je khoi gi numit ke koi bda lay hai sung manatro. Magi ahong balay reba hai bdi si adum sung madum lay ramne tra. Aduga Ate habitual loy by koina nungti chang nine to tabuk lay ko morning walk kumba sigumba change story my habitual truth to them change story tum lay ko. Antoy says that the earth revolves around the sun. Antoy na hai mududi ko gi prithvi se nimit ke koi bida chatli hai ni ko kangzelo. There are no changes for must, ought to, and should. However, should often changes to would and must to had to. Aduga must have wahiza. Siga ought to have ga should have siga way homes and I'm gonna change to one day ko. Adubu wo kanoza should say would that change to level. Aduga must na had to kan high name ko. Example am harabata Ngantoy said we must go. Ngantoy said that they must go. Natragana they had to go. High name. Magi change ko. Must go. Natragana had to go. Animadum chumiko. Say is used where there is no object. Object like the say hensi naganeva. Aduga object like ragadi tel hensi naganeva. TELL tel ko. Karigumba object yaudragadi say sinagani. Aduga object yaudragadi tel sinagani. Simasu yam confusing or banoy the confused dum or galaiba poniko. Me mayam confused or neighbor. Kaya say adum harle but natragana kuding maki sentence kuding maki tel adum haim ko. Adu sum dev ko. Before that, told him or told me is used for said to him or me. That kim amangda told him natraga told me have waising se. Said to him or said to me have gimota sisinagani. Adum na kangzillo. Maramdi said to him, said to me adum harle gani change to the bida. Si kangzilla layu mind ko. Narration of interrogative sentences. Say, tell, etc. are changed into ask, inquire, want to know, etc. Say gumba, tell gumba se. Say. Interrogative sentence study interrogative sentence have the wahang hangba question sentencing se. Moi the say ga tell se. Ask, inquire, want to know, haina hong ginyab ko. Where, why, how, haveness jingba. WH questions sing siti atum lay ganeba. Moi je hapadum happy tamang ko. If not dragana whether se. Sizinagani WH questions not dragadi ko. They atopa question or magati. If or whether sisinarang whenever. Aduga lora pakanda interrogative mark ki mahuta full stop amatambiramo. Interrogative mark adam tamamagadi landuiniko. If shall begins, would is used. Shall na horagadi would na sinarkani. Aduga should na retain tawar thamani karigumba. Hosika harba sentence na duty mathogi gumba imply tawragadi ko. Dum should chedum thambirang whenever sinarang whenever. Nganthoi said to me, shall I do dishes? Dishes to was duty niko. Aduna Nganthoi asked me if she should do the dishes. Nganthoi asked me if she should do the dishes. If she should do the dishes. Them retain our tamiko. Should them hapchi level. Adi shall dune should or is go pasta. Duty. So narration of imperative sentence tiki horisi. Rule number 1 da. Reporting verbs become order, request, advise, tell, ask, etc. according to the sense. Sense tiki matungina ko na order natra request la advice la haibdo ikona loina khangani ko aduna adugi matungina mogi reporting verbs to ikona sinbira maneba aduga rule number 2 da imperative mood changes to infinitive. Imperative mood or infinitive mood on to whenever. To is used before the main verb as infinitive to the ko. To do, go. To plug, to go, to die. The mana mamang the main verb ki mamang the two hap to kangi kono so. Example mo yung say he begged his teacher to pardon him. To pardon has imperative infinitive na wrong. Dunya has. Sidi kitang ubda kitang nuara ko. For negative imperative, not is used before the infinitive. Aduga karigumba negative imperative waragati not not harba wahise. Infinitive tuki mamang da hapsalang maneva. Natragana forbid, prohibit, etc. may be used instead of not. Not ki mahuta kana forbid haiba wahise si narambayay natraga prohibit haiba se si hapamasu haiba ko. Example, Daddy advised me not to play in the rain. Daddy forbade me to play in the rain. Same ko. Sama na iba. Tuga, rule number 4 da. Request or ask to be kind enough, kindly, or politely, etc. used in place of please, sir, etc. Karigumba, direct speech da please kumbi armba. Natrang na sir gumba harma ba. Ko. Kuna sina du si request. Natraga ask to be kind enough. Natraga kindly, politely, haibuhaising si hapong manheb ko. Example yung si, Tomba requested me to close the window. Ko. Tomba requested me to close the window. Request sinare ko. Adune. Rule number 5 da. Tell or ask may be used when other request, advice, etc. are not clearly expressed. Karigumba, other natraga request, natraga advice fazana when expressed on the kuna gyan tawang amdraba si kay no habis pazan kang draba do targati tell natraga ask says am safe when sin ramov ko direct clear way po to di sana dum kangane to clear way dragati am safe when tell or ask is am sin ramov ko oza gyan tabo za de dum si summe dum hai ne ba kara kangbo jana di ko kang do na di kang dre no lai ba kimatung ile ko. Example, Tomba said to Chauba, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Not clear natra. Tomba told or asked Chauba not to do it again, and simply semana told natra ask se sinner whenever. Yantai ko. Maniyang. Rule number 6 ta. When let in the direct speech expresses a proposal or suggestion, karungba let have wise let let se. Direct speech the masina proposal natraga suggestion amo or maba. Proposal have kangi ko, suggestion have kangi ko. Adu eram taraga de koina let ki mahuta should have in direct speech to the should harang maneva. Aduga reporting verb to koina propose natraga suggest haina on birang maneva. Propose or suggest haina ko. Aduga imperative form do. Aduna assertive form do on ganeva. Linker am hapsilaga that have a linkers hapsilang maneva. Imperative form do assertive olam gani linker hap am hapsilaga that have a linker do hapsilaga ko. Example yang say Ngantoi said to her friends, let us have a birthday party. Proposal natra sa. Birthday party ama tausay kan harisi proposal ne natra. Natra na suggestion makalam ne. Aduna Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Yamlay na hay ko. Muna kandilu formula na lo ina maglahan man ko. Rule number 7 da. When let does not express a proposal, it is changed into might or might be allowed to. Do karigumba let have wahisi sinas proposal oidraba. Man express the receipt proposal oidraba. Adu itaraga di mase ko na might natraga might be allowed to and onto kaneva. Aduga atay mapung karada di sense tugi matungina ko na on ganeva atay wahide ko. Example yang say Sauber said let me come in. Sauber requested that he might be allowed to come in. Mataki rule de yang liyaw ko. He might be allowed to come in. Rule number 8. Must is not normally changed in indirect speech. Must have ways the normally change wagande ko change the wandeva. Example, Tomba said to Chauba, you must leave. Tomba told Chauba that he must leave. Change the ko. Narration of optative sentence. Reporting verbs in optative sentences are changed into wish. Optative ki sentencing the reporting verbs in say kari the ole have kanda wish, pray, desire, long for, yearn for having a single way sing se. See the on token ever. Optative form is changed into assertive form with the linker that. The optative form is so assertive form the on token ever ko linker that have se hapsulaga. Example of me see Tomba said, may his soul rest in peace. Tomba prayed that his soul might rest in peace. We go. Rugi matuina loy torokti was mine. Narration of exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence na indirect speech on bagini ko. The reporting verb is changed into exclaiming or exclaim with grief. Explain in grief, explain in joy, explain in which joy, explain in wonder, explain with wonder, etc. to the sense of Allah's hooray, etc. When exclamatory sentencing in Allah's hooray, oof, kari wahay am ga pu, fai gan mayam laitro. Adu sing dugi sense dugi adu sing dugi art do ikon kanga gadi karamba wahay no kari haning ino loi kanga neba. Aduna adugi sense tugi matungi na ikona hauzik matakta high grab exclaiming or exclaim with grief, joy, wonder, etc. is happening ko. If you are not sure of the nature of exclamation, use cry out or exclaim only. Kagamba sure oi dragati ko. Kari hari no have to sure oi dragati cry out or exclaim have to kaktang sinova. Masagi dumaina safe play have to. Other forms of reporting verbs are swear, shout, upload, etc. Duga te form mayamama reporting verb ki form mayamam leko. Shout kinda, swear kinda, upload kinda, labor. The exclamatory sentence turns into a sentence and the linker that is used. Someone that have a linker satum sineko. Exclamatory sentence no olopukanda ko. If it begins with what or how to denote extreme emotion, it becomes great or very according to sense. Karigumba what natragana how gumana hauraga ko. Dumana fungoi amna emotion jam kan by emotion or gade kuina great natraga very gumba sense to gimatungina senior whenever. Normally ko great is placed before a noun and very before an adjective. Aduna great have wise kuina noun gi mamang the happy aduga very have wise na adjective ki mamang the happy. Adumaning shingo ko de. Example yang say Tomba said what a nice flower it is. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Indirect speech Nico. Help, help, shouted Kaiku. Kaiku shouted for help. Hi never. Gentai ko. I'm live nida formula kangagati. Narration of vocatives. In converting vocatives, we use politely. Vocatives in indirect speech the on mukanda de kun say politely have gumba. Asked have gumba. Affectionately asked, politely asked, told, addressing, etc. According to sense, to kimatungin at minor them sinaganiko. The addressing of wise yana time mamang yam sin remember. I di hana mamang the hatar. Was the addressing the casina table. Last option when at it, I am to sin of kanda addressing the scene. Example, the class teacher said, keep silent, my dear students. The class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. And the class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. Narration of question tags. For affirmative sentence with negative question tag, expecting the answer yes is used. Karigumba affirmative sentence amada magi question text in negative oina dum haramani negative yaramani ko adugumbada ikoina either indirect speech the on bukanda expecting the answer yes hageneva ko aduga negative statement amada affirmative question take ma yaramani ko adudana indirect speech on bukanda expecting the answer no haineva. Example seeing Tomba said to her, you can speak Manipuri, can't you? You can speak Manipuri has affirmative sentence niko. Do can't you has the negative word dra. Adu sigidi rule gimatungina expecting the answer yes. Tomba asked her if she could speak Manipuri. Zauba said he will not run away. He will not run away has the negative word sentence neba. Do affirmative question take ko. Will he have the rule gimatungina expecting the answer no. Zauba asked if he would run away. I draw. Mixed sentence when sentences of the same kind occur consecutively in the direct speech, the reporting verb becomes common. Karigumba sentencing same kind chap manaba sentence makhal da ko mathang manaw na consecutively direct speech da thoba adoi target reporting verb se chap manarane ba common or ne mabani makki sentence ani du makki reporting verb se same one sina ba chap manana ko aduga howjiki reporting verb only one scene again amutang scene again in direct speech the common way na scene agramina manabni na magi sentence style to kind do manamni na common way na amukatang scene agrane ba aduga howjiki sentence ani se natraga home se ikona linker n have to na link tawrangone ko example yengsi Rani said to him, "Who are you? What do you want?" Nang kanano nang karipami hangine ba Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted. Sentence ani to n mayay hapsil ka question ani to connect over dra dunya haisi Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted connection tak torlotion krebo yam line ko then added that, further said that, also said that. I also use this connective device. Haiba waising sa. Added that, haibumba. Further said that, haibumba. Natrana also said that, haibumba waising sa. Sisu connective when a scene of yai bang sagi end ko. Example yango. Gita said to her friend, "What time is it? My watch has stopped." Pung matam gatarge, pung gatarge gi gari silep kre hai ne Gitana. The Gita asked her what time it was and added that her watch had stopped and further said that harisuaiko mayam si geranize kano form of the verb ending in ing verb ki form hoitine ba aduga aroi besida ing si yaudine ba ing yaudo ba yadiko ing yaudini and having the force of a noun ki force ti yauba aduga verb ki force yauba and a verb harisiko a noun and verb combined noun ga verb combined torga semaine read as example to go ing hapsilaga reading reading sentence in higher reading is a good brain exercise reading is a good brain exercise present participle plus ing form of the verb present participle kangi ko mayam first form of the verb to kangi ko adu to the ing tapsin maneba wahi amarom da sumon thok haibi wani noi hena gyan tanabuko present participle plus ing form of the verb has adding ing to the verb have never examples read plus ing oitaragadi reading love plus ing laughing as moi gi sizinabam du suleko sizinab du soiragadi verb oina pura verb when sina kineba adu oitaragadi gerund oiroibko aduna sinabagi magi sentence to si yenga dum khangbiu use of the gerund ki sinabam se khangjalo subject of a verb ki subject when sinaba yaba example sleeping is the best form of rest tumbajina kwaidigi phaba rest form amneba is se kano natra verb natra adu oitargadi verb ki mamangda lay subject natra sleeping haji subject oheladra sleeping is the best form of rest haji dagi number 2 the object of a verb ki object when su sinaba yaba verb ki subject kak natana object when su sinaba yaba Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain Tomba enjoyed haji kanoni verb niko dancing haji na gerund ni adu oitargasu gerund je koina object of the verb when sinaba yabnina verb si object dancing zu heleba ko enjoyed dancing haji Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain aduna object of a verb when sinaba ko yaba adagi di 3 da complement of a verb haibniko verb ki complement oina su sinaba yai complement of a verb haibdiko what he likes best is eating like similare natra indirect object natra direct object oina niko haibse complement haise verb to complete ta hunmudo aduni haise simple example ma yengse what he likes best is eating is ki mathangda eating sina complete hela sentence sinatra is haibse verb ni verb si matungda kaim leramdragadi sentence complete oideba eating se complement of the verb ta hela natra gerund neba ko dagi for the object of a preposition haibse noi khangi natra of kumba at kumba on kumba sumbasi preposition haina khangai ko example Thoiba is fond of reading of sik preposition natra adu oitargadi of ki mathangda laibasi reading neba adu oitargadi reading is object oina kuna laweba aduna object of a preposition haisi Thoiba is fond of reading ko reading ghost stories boot ki wari pa ba ma yam pam sai have kum niko aduga fifth and last ta as a compound noun oina su season ba yaiba walking stick haisi ko gi set pa the season ba sai do aduna walking to the scene ba sai do kana walking stick haina khangne ba ko aduna walking stick haisi compound noun ne ba aduna mahak se hazik hari ba pot si zeranzi compound noun oina su season ba yai have ne ba Zeren and infinitive may be used in sentences without any special difference in meaning. Zeren ga infinitive kasi. Makoi je koina magi formation do man nabnina makoi art si ken ken da nadum si na bayai have niko. For example, kari yang si infinitive ta. To dance is a good exercise. To dance has infinitive ni natra. Verb ki manga tu dum yaw ni infinitive ki di to dance has infinitive ni and to dance is a good exercise. Hai se. Dagi dancing is a good exercise. It's zero no na sina ko. Dancing is a good exercise. Adagi infinitive that to walk is good for health. To walk has infinitive never. Adagi walking is good for health. Moise artha loy manay ko. Sige sentence marizi artha kaim ken ba kaim late ko. Aduga moise animak adum sina ba yai natra. Aduni haisi moi ken da sina ba yai haisi aduni. Matang sidi infinitive ki matang dani. The most common is the to do form of the verb. To do form of the verb se. Sina kwaidagi common no ba infinitive never. I want to sing. I want to sing. To sing has infinitive never ko. Verb to gi mamang da to happen never. Adubu there are infinitives without to. To yaw do ba infinitive su leba. At, in or into, and on or onto. In means inside only. In havidi manung ka ko inside has. At could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside. At har magati manung do oibasu yai, ground do oibasu yai, mapan do oibasu yai. Ko adu mun na khangjilu sentence sam sem kanda adu khang da yadabni. We can be in or at the sea. Koina sea gi matang da haib kanda ko. In the sea har bi at the sea har bi at the river or in a river. At the lake in the lake. In the swimming pool at the swimming pool, etc. ko. Silo har bi In here means actually in the water. Kaigumba in har magadi in the sea natraga in a river in the lake har magadi sing manung da laibtu odi neba ko. At the sea or river lake etc. means near or beside the sea. Aduna at the sea natraga river natraga lake kum har magadi manak ta have neba near ko natraga beside the sea. Yantai ko. But at sea har magana da yaw da bidako at sea har magadi ship amata jahaz amata lai have gumaneba. But at sea means on a ship harjiko. In and into. In ga into ga khangelo lana sinar kani khangra diko. Ya maru webni ko. In as shown above indicates position. Koina sai mamang da tamgribo meando. In gi matang da. Aduna indicator is position neba ai mapam duni ko. Into indicates movement or entrance. Into har magadi satpa lengba sungba phanba magi movement khadi layer neba. Natraga entrance changba khotba do. Example, pour the water into the jug. Sing the jug manungda. Haizillo haineba. Pour the water in the jug hairweb ko. So the in say narweb. Into movements. Maram di sing do jug the sangini natra. Jug the haizillo neba. Adun movement do layunina into han say naganeba. Thieves broke into my house. Haiz ay yung manungda. Huran ba sing do sangzila ay haizilay. Hairi neba natra. Aduna magi movement do layunina into my house. Haiz in my house hairweb. Into my house. With the verb put, however, either in or into can be used. Karigumba verb put siyar magadi either in natraga into ani magsina bayaba. Ani du marakta madum sina bayay ko in natraga into do. Karigumba put yar magadi. Example yang si Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket. Tomba na magi makutu pikaw da hapami hay niyo ko. In or into his pocket hay na sina bayaba. In can also be an adverb. In is adverb when sina bayaba ko. Come in has enter. Sang o hay niyo. Get in has isu car gumbagi manung ko into the car has adun masi adverb when sinab siai khangjilu ya maru webni English ngang da sum ngang na ko I bada or sungang do su sum na ba sigumba minute details masa khang yam darkar leba. On or onto. On can be used for both position and movement. On have say position na di mai mapum tak tu natra position do natrang na movement leng khot pagi ani mukta sinab yai sinida. Example, Tomba sat on his chair. Tomba na magi sogri da pamami. Snow fell on the hills. Snow kangiko. Undo. Undo na sing da tarmi hai neba. Sing da tarmi. My name is on the wall. ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯐꯛꯂꯥꯡꯗ ꯂꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ movement ꯇꯧꯗꯕ on the wall ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯀꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ fell on the hills ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯇꯥꯕꯗꯨꯗꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯏꯕ onto can be used chiefly of people and animals onto ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ peopleꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯁꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯀꯣ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯗ mainly ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦꯅꯦ chiefly ꯀꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩꯕ when there is movement involving a change of level ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯂꯦꯡꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯒꯗꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯂꯦꯚꯦꯜꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯍꯣꯡꯒꯗꯕꯀꯣ example ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯗ ꯒ꯭ꯌꯥꯟ ꯇꯥꯒꯅꯤ we climbed onto their roofs ꯃꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯗꯣꯟ ꯃꯊꯛꯇꯨꯗ ꯀꯥꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯦꯕ ꯁꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯀꯣ the roofs ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯂꯦꯚꯦꯜꯁꯨ change ꯇꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ we climb onto the roofs when there is movement involving a change of level ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯔꯊ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯤꯀꯣ we lifted him onto the table ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯥ ꯇꯦꯕꯜ ꯃꯊꯛꯇꯨꯗ ꯊꯥꯡꯒꯠꯂꯝꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯦꯕ ꯁꯤꯁꯨ movement ꯂꯩ onto the table nina sisu kanosu lei ko magi level du change to ko on can also be an adverb on the adverb when bisu yaba go on come on haise animak si minus sin bisu yaba ko mun khangjilu mafam natraga jaga takpada sijenaba examples sing hargati above along around at below over up down near on under etc ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯖꯒꯥ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯕꯅꯤꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ on date and days ꯀꯨꯝꯕꯀꯣ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛ ꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯀꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯇꯣꯝꯕ married on the 5th of May 2005 ꯇꯣꯝꯕꯅ 2005ꯀꯤ ꯃꯦ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛ 5ꯗ ꯂꯨꯍꯣꯡꯈꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ I'll come on Thursday ꯑꯩ Thursday ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯁꯒꯣꯜꯁꯦꯟ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯅꯤ The meeting will be held on date 10 meeting ado unabagi thabak ato meeting do tarik 10 da pangthuagani haibani ko anu sida on niko on si matam takpada sizinaba mainly date and days da sinagadab ko date ka days ka khang ko adu sina duineba sigi on se on gi atai sizinabam di nakhoi loina makhangani aduna ni aina khangbu to hydris ko sina khara important oi ba haitare ado atai on gi mayamam se laiko on the table kari krang hai ba mayamam le to di khangamani yaur pasu yai dum taminasi in months seasons year etc in nazina months seasons sadi pantha man na di tha dum nako year sahi sigumba sing da sinam niko ado atai sinabam su on gumna dum laiko important oi khar tampe one plop ha di adam ni video ma chance ko I'll visit you in the month of May gi tha du da ai na khoi da kwer kani bu harsko Many flowers bloom in the spring season. Basantagi season sida pantha sida lai mayam ama pumi harne. Many flowers bloom in the spring season. In the spring season. He died in the year 2000. 2000 is a hit to dama siki harine. Aduna in gi months seasons year to kokokano matang the at sab saba matam matakpo at daise. Atai sinabam lai dum kanko. The meeting will be held at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. da pung ani nungtingi pung ani da sabi da hoguni matam sab takpo. The meeting will be held at 2 p.m. I'll meet you at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. da ai nangbu thengnagani unagani hairne adu oitaragati sab matam ni adugi mamang da oiraroi adugi matung da su oiraroi natra 7 a.m. da sabi da unagani haibni ko aduna 8 ki sab matam haibasima ningsingo yamna maru oire adumako the ningsing agadi atai sentence sem da khara layer kaneba the examples in the yngselo since saibo haise si kadai da sina gi have si yengsi sab saba matam amadagi hozik fauba hana matam sab sabam dagi hozik fauba tawduna lakpado adugumba pot the sentence da dum sinaiba since ko I have been working here since 2009 2009 dagi hozik fauba mapam sida ai sura I tawr I tabak tawr I haineba ai tabak sura I natra tabak tawr I ko sai myam mapam da tabak sudun la I haigumane since I was yarmsiko 2009 dagi hozik fauba sida tabak suri He has been crying since morning mahak ayuk tagi hozik fauba kapak I kaptuna leiriko leptriba kapak tam leiriko He has been crying since morning He's been crying since morning alda ayuk tagi mahus po kapai haine forgi karigumba chap saba matam khara karigumba chap saba matam khara da sizinaba I'll be here for 5 days ai mapam sida numit mangani leigani haniko sida di I with soi crime attack kano to winiko sumba soi balai sai type tor am tuna type to gimni nako sumba soi badam lai ko aduna I'll be here for 5 days ai di ai mapam sida numit mangani leiki gani haniko adu kangjelo sabsabi matam khara sab chaba matam khara haibisam khangzilo yam maru oire atai sinabam adum lei I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani thabak sugani I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani thabak sugani sab sabi matam khara ko ata 4 gi atai su I'll work for him hiresini for example ko ai magi damak thabak sugani han I'll work for him hargati ko ai na pirijina limited oina khara noida important oina noina kaya khanjilu do port ki haimni ko hana yam phajana khangra port di video 10 manina loi hadok trasu yare na dugi khara maru web do haibi one ago hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama ago haibadi hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama haiba he left me 10 years ago sahi taragi mamang da ko ai mana tadok pirame haibni ko he had an accident 10 years ago sahi taragi mamang da ma accident ama nangki accident ama thengna ki hairne ba many years ago sahi amaya mamaki mamang da many years ago hau khraba matam do hau khraba matam da sina dawni ago haris ko tai dadi kya sina bhamlai tibu ko aduma khangjalo yam maru were during adugi matam manungda ko matam manungda I work here during the rule of King Khagemba ningthau Khagemba gi lengak manungda ai sida thabak suki mana rule tawring ida mana lengak tawring ida lengak pairing ai manungdo adugi manungda marak da ai thabak sida magi mafam sida suru si mafam se surami haine ba adugi manungda ko I swim every day during the summer kalen manung dai nung tigi iroizai khain ko swimming do kalen manung sida ai nung tigi iroizai habni before mamangi matam before hadi mamang haidano ko before mamangi matam he left the cinema hall before it started cinema hall adu ma cinema holdring idagi thado mi haini ma cinema hall si cinema holdring aida natraga mamang da satkre thadokre holdring aida natraga mamang da satkre thadokre mafam du thado satkre hamni ko cinema do holdring da aduna ni before has matam takpagi anamana matam takpagi oina sinam ne kuin side gi haris ko atai sina bom yam lei adu oitarga su anamana matam takpagi oina tamane bang sigis ko what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage after tungi matam asaina mamangi matam sina tungi matam after let's meet after the show loerga natraga show loerba matungda ibani unasi show loerga harsu matungda harsu samai ko animak hajila boda dum yayo ko I was in coma just after the accident hek thokiba matungda I coma da laithi coma haidi hai bangang ba kaim ta da bida mid nong ushalaga ko mid uidraga su panga su kaim ta koin hai ba khot da reaction kaim pi da ba asibaga chap manana leiba brain dead ki mong da ko ekta kaino torga wanda harga dum leng da bida tumin na leiki bido gyan men ta da bida gyan men ta da bida leiki bido aduni coma harji ko I was in coma just after the accident gi matungda ko until matam du fauba don't come here until I call you aina korktrigai sida lakno aina korktrigai ko sida lakno mi atina ko ba ke amta tabiya de ko mi na ko tabiya de mi amana harazu prime minister na harazu kan amta mawalo de aina korktrigai sida lakno don't move until I tell you samani ko aina harktrigai nang lengano haina don't move until I tell you aina harktrigai do hadi matam haiba 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. ayuki pung manga dagi taret phauba from adugi matam dagi ko from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 9 a.m. dagi 2 p.m. phauba from the ko adugi matam dagi am lai ko khangani ko by adugi matam dagi thengdadana by adugi matam dagi thengdada bi da ko you should reach here by 9 a.m. sharp sida ayuki pung mapan chapsana yorkadabani adugi kano dadi mamangda la kezu yadi ko adubu adagi hena thengbadi yadre sharp haragadi chapsabin ko the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung taramakhai da hogani by 10:30 a.m. the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung taramakhai da hogani use of in into on onto at in means inside asagi matam gita na taba sida to pamda tame ko sisumun nang ko tasalo in means inside only but at could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside in haibadi manung khak oiba adubu at na manung su oiramba yai mapansu or bayai natraga ground or basu yai haibani ko aduna mun kangjilo magi difference to ko in means inside only in haibdi manung kaktani it could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside manung doron bayai mapan doron bayai ground doron bayai it kidiko we can be in or at the sea a river lake swimming pool etc sida in haibdi ising manung da haibani ko sigi kwai sida ising manung da haibani at the sea river or lake sigumba haragati near or beside the sea manakta ko samudra sigi mapanda manakta adugumba sinaba at the sea haibdi samudra manakta haibani adubu at sea haradi jahaz kumbada lay haibani ko at sea gatang haragati jahaz kumbada layba aduga at the sea haragana mapanda manakta lay haibani ko inna position ta I into na lengba changba gumba tai in haragati magi layfam do masaki manung kai ke habto layfam do aduni inna ta isi into haragati movement gar lay do ko lengba khotpa ma lay do position change do lay do ko example pour some water into the jug manung da ising khra hizelo ising khra hizen ba ji ising do manung da zer long kena to move to chat tuina tro chenda tuina tro aduni movement lay dana ko aduni da location home tro aduna ni into scenery ko put season haragati in or into anmak sinabi ai put haibu haidu yaramagadi ko put some water haragadi pour na tabi put haramagadi ko in na traga into animag adum sinabi ai example Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket mana in haramas summe put his hands into haramas yara in his pocket haramas yara animag summe in can also be an adverb adverb webs ya in ziko example come in have the enter hamni changu hamni get in the into the car get in gum haragana car gum manung sang bado come in haragana sangu have ko get in haragana car gum sang bado adin haisi on see position natraga movement ani makta sinabi yai position da su yai natraga magi movement da sinabi yai position nga sagi in na position tak bado magi laifam manung nga sagi tak laifam do aduga into haragana magi keno nga sagi movement like bado adumaina location change to bado adubu on da di ani makta yai habni ko position change da su yai location tak su yai position da su yai tumbana mahaki sogri da famki snow fell on the hills singda untarmi ani max movement ngang tani ko movement khar laitro location change to khar laitro maton dai tara ini location change to ni natra adumaina si movement da sina busi haiba adagi my name is on the wall ai gi ming paglang da lay ba ming du di position kaim hong de ko paglang da dum lay re paglang du da lay hai si paglang gi matak tu da lay hai ne ba adu di position kaim hong de dum lay ga lay ram ni natra aduna on si position hong ba su sina ba yai aduga hong da bidha location natra position du ka tang tak ba su sina ba yai hai ne sagi in ga into gi du natabida adugi style natabida ko sina animak bot ta yai hai ne on to see maruwaina mi amadi sa da seasonai makoina movement lay bakanda ko level home kanda on to haise we climb onto the ropes aikoina yumdonda kaki mi natraga sa namana hydro aduna we climb onto the ropes aikoina yumdonda kaki habni natra aduna movement do lay ko sida ko movement lay adu yung salo we lifted the box onto the table aikoina box to table da thangat ki sisu movement lay tra box to makada lay me kalo ade aikoina thang din thangat tu ni matolom da natra movement lay tro aduni on si aikoina adverb oina su sinabu yai on harba wahay nga sagi do adverb oina sinabu su example go on so haiba wahay si so si kaya conjunction ni ko so so haiba si ahan ba sentence ki result tu uning makanda sijine sentence sama iraga sentence tu ki result do magi thulay ba result do adu uning makanda aikoina so si sine ko I like apples so I eat every day ay sem pami aduna nungtigi chai gyan tai ko aduna maram aduna ay sem pami maram aduna ay sem du nungtigi chai sineba I like apples so I eat every day for for haibasisu conjunction ni for haibasi because ki mahutta sijinaba yai for gi sinaba matay miyamam sa ko the for gi sinaba sa namuna loy kangam maneba the because oina sinaba yai habasi kangam dab sa ko aduna because oina kamay sinagani habatu tamse I'll buy apples every day for it is cheaper than grapes I'll buy apples every day for it is cheaper than grapes ay sem nungtigi laygani maramdi masina angurdagi hongba heli maramdi because natra am laibani yet yet ki sinabam mayam laiko dubu sinabam mayam dugi marakta amatamsi loinamakti video machajda loina takpa yadamni na ko important oi ba amakak tamse ko yet haibasi karigumba pot amaga contrast chatpa haibadi kenaba yet naba ona tainaba na chingbada sizinaba yai ko he studied very hard yet he failed mahak lairik kanna paki adum moinamak mahak fail oiraki adubu mahak fail oiraki yet he failed although adu oirsu although haibasi conjunction ni masi song tamsi although I loved him I didn't support him although I loved him I didn't support him aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu ai mahakpu support tawkhide nungsiramagasu adu oiragasu manadra aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu ai mahakpu support tawkhide although I loved him I didn't support him ai support tawkhide mahakpu while haibasisu sinabam yam laiko adu maroi bam tamse matamduda Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Tombi na ai tumingay da tharaki. Ay na tumingay da Tombi na tharaki. Matamduda. Tumingay matamduda na tra. Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Pas niko. Tombi na ay tumingay da tharaki. Yayraki tharaki. Pot ate te mayam sin naga thaba yay bor mo ko. Natraga makut na yay bor mo siyay. Since matamdudagi maramduna. Matamdudagi ako na naman matamdudagi matamdudagi ko. Time utpado since na ado maramduna adu oibana haibana singbusu since na biyay ko I've been singing since I was 10 ay sahi taradagi say saglaki sahi tara subdagi hauzik phawi say saglaki hay newa I've been singing since I was 10 haise and since matamdu taktra matamdu dagi haib taktra I know him well since we stayed together aina mabu munna khangi maramdi ikoi laiminarakpanina ikoi laiminarakpa maram oiduna aina mabu munna khangi haibani maramduna adu oibana ko since until matamdu yaudrigai until example don't move until I tell you move adi leng khotpa chatpa khotpa duni ko aina hairak trigai nang lengano don't move until I tell you aina hairak trigai nang lengano matamdu yaudrigai ko unless natrabadi don't move unless I tell you aina hairakpa natrabadi lengano mi atai na amta haibi adiko mi amala ibok lermazu dau lermazu pu lermazu ima lermazu kana amta na haibada lengbi ade aina hairakpa natragadi unless don't move unless I tell you grammar is not difficult if you know the rules grammar se ke syam lubu natte ba rule du khangadi ko aduna grammar yam lui haigano ko grammar se rules ingdo yam du khangjalo ba don't worry too much about grammar grammar gi maramda am ka hena wakal wajin ba wakal am ka hen kanjin ba tawno grammar yaudradi ngang bang maroi sungang ngang roi ngang ki jeremina lan ba phagrani hauna ching ba khalagadi english ngang ba pa hai roi ko